Okay, this is the first official video on YouTube for Hail Caribbean Sport. Did one or two before, but that was kind of a Facebook thing. But let's start with YouTube so we can centralize these videos. For those of you visiting the website and sending me emails and so on, thank you. Today's topic is going to be about Darren Bravo and Pollard. Dwayne Bravo and Pollard being referred to as mercenaries for West Indies cricket. I think this is a bit unfair. There is a lot of friction in West Indies cricket, and there's probably a side to each story. Everybody may have a bit of fault, but let's start with the origins of these problems. All right. First of all, if you cannot synchronize your schedule with the IPL and other leagues around the world like other countries, men are not going to sacrifice hundreds of thousands of dollars and lose money to play for West Indies cricket, because the last time I checked, if they get injured, can't play cricket anymore. Nobody from the West Indies countries or the board is stepping up to take care of their children and other family members. Next, as there was a walkout on the Indian tour around 2014. Apparently, the man representing the WIPA, Players Association, went and negotiated on their behalf and come back telling everybody they were going to work for half pay. Now, when they sent this caca-hole to negotiate with the board, the idea was to protect their interests, not reduce their pay by 50 friggin' percent. Not surprisingly, men walk out. Now, you might say, well, they could have finished the tour. You might even see that, well, I was your representative and that's what he did. Yeah, but we got to use common sense. Who in their right mind will send somebody to represent them to protect their rights and their salaries? And say, oh, I'm getting half pay. Job well done. No. So they walked out. There was a backlash. There was a memorandum of understanding where West Indies cricket would then go forward without any retribution or payback for what had happened. And the friggin' board lie. Alright, they lie. They have been lying and coming up with reasons to deliberately be bad, to select players who were the leaders of that walkout around 2014 on the Indian tour. They started off in 2016 at the World Cup by dropping the two best one-day players in the world, Bravo and Pollard. Big Bravo and Pollard. Who drops the two best one-day ODI players in the world for a World Cup? Clive Lloyd, that Guyana caca-hole. The best he could come up with was not that they can't play cricket and not that they're not good enough to be on the team, because we don't want the best players on the team because we are West Indies. We trying to lose. That's why people laugh at us. The man had the audacity to say they looking towards youth. This ass played West Indian cricket till he was 40. Richards played until he was 42. Gomes and Michael Holden were well into their mid-30s when they left the scene. How you could say you're looking towards the youth and then pick a bunch of players the same age as them and even older? Again, you fool nobody. The fans don't take you seriously. They lose faith in the board. The players see what are happening. They lose faith in the board. Going forward, the men looking after their families. If West Indies was slow to synchronize their schedule with the T20 leagues around the world, whose fault that it is? New Zealand wasn't that slow. Australia wasn't that slow. Get a white man to come on. Oh, we did get a white man to come on the show and it still screw up. But what are you going to do? Yeah, Chinese man, I ain't know what to tell you. Then for the next World Cup, we have to qualify now. The West Indies cricket team have to qualify for the World Cup and have the audacity. Oh, wait now, 4 years later, Big Bravo and Pollard not too old anymore. I mean, 4 years older, but hey, what the frick? Come, because we West Indies, we contradict ourselves and look stupid every time. And they quite rightly tell it to haul your ass, and they played their professional cricket. You see, you have to understand something. Gone are the days, the 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s and 90s, when men would get treated badly by the board and cap in hand, just wait for West Indies pick, because that was how they made their money and that was how they got their contracts in England. You see, gone are the days when a player was good enough to bring in a crowd of 40, 80,000 people at a stadium and not be able to support himself and his family. Lord knows where that money was going in those days. Okay, we now have a situation where our cricketers are like professional footballers. They play around the world. You have to synchronize your schedule with the international schedule. And in addition to that, because they can make money, you can't treat them like a little bitch. You had to drop the blasted coach Phil Simmons just because he wanted players you didn't want. Only in West Indies cricket, I think, you tell the coach who he's going to have as players. And when the players don't perform and the team loses, you don't drop yourself, you drop the coach. Alright? So, I think we've been a bit unfair, people who refer to Pollard and Big Bravo as mercenaries. I think these men, you can't treat them like idiots. And it's not just them. They have created, or sometimes they just don't bother to create anymore. They just will not give a fair chance to Ramdale in Test cricket. They will not give a fair chance to Ravi Rampal, I think, for the last 4 or 5 years. Okay, Chris Gayle has had his issues. I notice nobody calls Andre Russell a mercenary when he comes to play for West Indies. Just keep their ass quiet and be very grateful. I don't think it's a matter of mercenaries. I think it's a matter of petty personalities, not being professional with players. And you, at this point, you frustrate not just the players we're talking about, but the test players and potential test players in general. They do not have faith in the board. They do not trust the board. You see, respect, professionalism, courtesy, it works both ways. And when you're a petty lion pack of ass, imagine I'm a young test player. If this is what you're doing to Gayle, to Big Bravo, to Small Bravo, to Pollard, to Ravi Rampal, who am I? You could do it to me one day. No one has faith in the board. Okay? Fans don't come out and players don't give a damn because they could make their money. We have some new board members, we have some new selectors. So we don't have a Bajan sensation thing going all of a sudden. Guess what? Bajan selectors gone. We now have a less Bajan players, surprisingly, a lot more Trinidadian players. And West Indies is not a losing joke anymore. We even lost a series in India, but the Indian commentators were in great praise of us. You could hear it in their voice. This is a team that people have to worry about. We're not a joke where the result is probably kind of foregone before the match has even started. We are now, once again, what we were like perhaps between 2009 and 2014, a world-class team that can win some and lose some. There is hope. There is hope in West Indies cricket. Just to conclude, Bravo and Pollard are certainly not mercenaries. There's a much better team with them. And it would be nice if they could try to maybe be as fair to Dinesh Ramdin, to Chris Gayle, and maybe Ravi Rampal if he's not too old to make the team because he's taking wickets in England. You know, the pettiness has to stop. We've got Phil Simmons, so you've got a fighting chance. You've got a fighting chance. Once again, it's not that they're mercenaries, it's that they have pride and they're able to make money abroad. So petty, hypocritical personalities could simply be told to haul their ass.